Yo, what's going on, Kings? This is my first video. We're gonna go over why every man will go through some type of loneliness or some isolation. Because we go through chaos. And this is gonna be the main word of the day. Without order, you have chaos. A lot of us, chaos can mean anything in life. Whether it's you grew up without parents, or your parents spoiled you and did not allow you to grow up into the real world. And now you're older and you're struggling and you didn't build up the attribute or the habit to make you into the man, because you build bad habits. And with bad habits, there's a lot of things that go with it. It feels like you're unlucky. It feels like you're just always getting the short end of the stick. You're doing things, you're taking like 2 steps back, 1 step forward, right? You're not making any progression. Meaning you have no clarity with chaos. So again, chaos can mean either things, with bad habits or no clarity. But here's the thing, guys. With chaos and things, people think that time is very linear. And it's not. Time actually is a cycle, and it goes in cycles, like the infinity sign. And you'll see it, once you see this bracket go out, you'll see it cycle back up, because that's how our lives are. We have the body, the mind has a tendency to always want to retreat back to the old self, back to what's comfortable, right, guys? And this is why it's so important for you to start gaining clarity. Excuse me, I can't even spell. I'm good at math. Or order, right? Because with order, once you eliminate bad habits and you start getting you start getting more clarity in life, it seems like you're in the winner effect. You're in the winning stage, right? You start getting lucky. You start becoming more aligned, have alignment, right, guys? But this is what's so weird is also when you get clarity, the opposite happens to some people. This is when you go into the lonely stage, the limbo stage, right? The isolation stage. This part right here is so important because it gives you time to think. It allows you to kind of slow yourself down and to focus and to think, because this is what happens when you have clarity, focus, you have purpose, right? And this is why it's so important for you to be surrounded by like-minded men. But this is why there's levels to this stage, right? Just like a chart, right? There's levels to it. It goes up and down, up and down, up and down. Because when you start, the reason why you become lonely is because once you start doing self-development, once you start watching videos like this on YouTube and start trying to help yourself out, it becomes very taboo to people. People that already think that they're already good, right? A lot of people, they're in chaos, they're asleep. They don't understand that they're in this unalignment, right? Things are just happening to them. But it's so important, and not everyone's that lucky, right? Just like me, I have to be very clear on where I'm going in life, and I've been through all the stages. But when you were at the lonely stage, when you're at rock bottom, you don't fit in. Meaning, you don't fit in at the top, nor you don't fit in at the bottom, because at the bottom, you already eliminate your bad habits, right? And at the top, you're just not there yet with those people. These people right here, they have boundaries. This is why their time is scarce. Everybody has 24 hours in the day. The richest top people have it, but it's how they utilize it. What have they done to invest their time, right? A lot of us right here on the extra time, we're either doom scrolling, hanging out with toxic friends or people, and then you go to bad habits, and again, the cycle continues, right? You get lucky. Or you can branch off and have aura and just go with it, right? But sometimes, again, life cycles all the way back because life gets good. And when life gets good, things can get bad, right? There's a saying is when you give a weak man bad times, he becomes strong. But when you give a strong man good times, he becomes weak or something like that. And then same thing with loneliness, with limbo. Once you start going through isolation, you start recognizing things. You start delegating your own time also with the people you hang out with the people you actually conversate with. Because a lot of us people, I mean, I have a small group of circle friends, but when you grow up, there's gonna be a lot of people that just want to waste your time, just want to talk, want to complain, want to just they don't just want to vent to you, and they just want to again use you as boyfriend material, right? Whether it's you're the best friend, you're just their homie, or somebody you used to hang out with and did drugs or something with, right? Because like I mentioned, the reason why it gets lonely because your old friends won't understand. You're not doing the bad habits no more that made you who you were before. You're not talking like you were and you had the same language and the same tonality. You're talking more articulate, more demanding, more driven with focus, with purpose. And it scares some people away. It actually repels and pushes them away because it shows them that they're not actually trying to pursue their own life. Again, this is the 9-to-5ers, right? They're just going through the day, through the cycle, being told the yes man, going home, going to sleep, and just living the same mundane life. And this is why this life gets scary because, again, life is not linear. But when you get to your end, it is game over. So for you to live that same lifestyle over and over and over, it's kind of scary. This is why they say once you discover that you have one life is when your second life begins. And this is when you have a midlife crisis, right? Like let's say age 70, if you can get to there. I'm age 33 right now. I'm halfway there, guys. It doesn't scare me, but it shows me that there is adequate amount of time that's dwelling down fast. What is my goals? Do I want to try to retire my parents, right? What do I want to do in my life? Do I want to, like, I'm not making this video making money. I love helping people out. I want to help myself out. I'm talking to my old self that didn't understand clarity, that was always in that same cycle, the cynical cycle that happens over and over and over, and you don't know you're in it until you're like neck deep, right? So I'm gonna try to land the plane here, but again, the most important thing for you to do in your life, okay, so the summary of the video is, without order, there's always gonna be chaos. So this is why you have to implement rules, implement boundaries. I know a lot of us, we don't want to live by rules, by the law, right? But focus on God. God is the biggest asset that you're going to have because once you read the Bible and do things like pray and hang out with people that aren't toxic, you're going to realize that there's so much good in life. When you start envisioning good and seeing life how it is, instead of focusing on bad habits and just living in the cycle, that's why it's so important for you to have environment exposure. That's why it's so important for you to watch videos like this or any type of self-help video. But I'm not asking you just to watch it, but I would like for you to implement, for you to go out there and actually provide value to people. Because men that have low self-esteem, that have no drive, it's because they give no purpose in life. So find your purpose, find your will, pray to God, and go out there and be the best man you can be. And that's all you can do. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out, guys.